The Handsome and Deformed Leg, written by Benjamin Franklin. There are two sorts of people in the world, who, with equal degrees of health and wealth, and the other comforts of life, become the one happy and the other miserable. This arises very much from the different views in which they consider things, persons, and events, and the effect of those different views upon their own minds. In whatever situation men can be placed, they may find conveniences and inconveniences. In whatever company, they may find persons and conversation more or less pleasing. At whatever table, they may meet with meats and drinks of better and worse taste, dishes better and worse dressed. In whatever climate, they will find good and bad weather. Under whatever government, they may find good and bad laws, and good and bad administration of those laws. In whatever poem or work of genius, they may see faults and beauties. In almost every face and every person, they may discover fine features and defects, good and bad qualities. Under these circumstances, the two sorts of people above mentioned fix their attention, those who are disposed to be happy, on the conveniences of things, the pleasant parts of conversations, the well-dressed dishes, the goodness of the wines, the fine weather, etc., and enjoy all with cheerfulness. Those who are to be unhappy think and speak only of the contraries. Hence they are continually discontented themselves, and by their remark sour the pleasures of society, offend personally many people, and make themselves everywhere disagreeable. If this turn of mind was founded in nature, such unhappy persons would be the more to be pitied. But as a disposition to criticize and to be disgusted is perhaps taken up originally by imitation, and is unawares grown into a habit which, though at present strong, may nevertheless be cured, when those who have it are convinced of its bad effects on their felicity. I hope this little admonition may be of service to them, and put them on changing a habit which, though in exercise it is chiefly an act of imagination, yet has serious consequences in life, as it brings on real griefs and misfortunes. For as many are offended by, and nobody loves this sort of people, no one shows them more than the most common civility and respect, and scarcely that, and this frequently puts them out of humour and draws them into disputes and contentions. If they aim at obtaining some advantage or rank or fortune, nobody wishes them success, or will stir a step or speak a word to favour their pretensions. If they incur public censure or disgrace, no one will defend or excuse, and many will join to aggravate their misconduct and render them completely odious. If these people will not change their bad habit, and condescend to be pleased with what is pleasing, without fretting themselves and others about the contraries, it is good for others to avoid acquaintance with them, which is always disagreeable and sometimes very inconvenient, especially when one finds oneself entangled in their quarrels. An old philosophical friend of mine was grown, from experience, very cautious into this particular, and carefully avoided any intimacy with such people. He had, like other philosophers, a thermometer to show him the heat of the weather, and a barometer to mark when it was likely to prove good or bad. But there being no instrument to discover, at first sight, this unpleasing disposition in a man, he, for that purpose, made use of his legs, one of which was remarkably handsome, the other, by some accident, crooked and deformed. If a stranger at the first interview regarded his ugly leg more than his handsome one, he doubted him. If he spoke of it and took no notice of the handsome leg, that was sufficient to determine my philosopher to have no further acquaintance with him. Everybody has not this two-legged instrument, but everyone with a little attention may observe signs of that carping, fault-finding disposition, and take the same resolution of avoiding the acquaintance of those infected with it. I therefore advise those critical, querulous, discontented, unhappy people, that if they wish to be respected and loved by others, and happy in themselves, they should leave off looking at the ugly leg.